Sheep graze peacefully on lush hillsides, marking the start of a rustic day. 3 ginger kittens huddle in a basket, enjoying the morning mountain air. Rain begins to fall over the village, drenching the vibrant pink hydrangeas. The young woman cradles a tabby cat while ducklings feed nearby. A tiny mouse scurries into its nest, seeking shelter beneath a tree. Bees are already busy at work, pollinating yellow zucchini flowers in the field. 2 young goats enjoy a fresh snack, nibbling on the morning harvest. The elderly woman rides her white scooter, heading out to gather supplies. Down by the lake, the elderly man retrieves a heavy metal trap. He carries the cage back, filled with live crabs for the feast. The crabs move restlessly in a tub, ready for the next step. Fresh water flows from a wooden pipe, essential for the farm chores. The young woman carefully adds the crabs to a large steaming pot. Nearby, small chicks peck at the grass, exploring their garden home. She prepares a rich sauce, pouring milk and tomato puree into the pan. A donkey nuzzles its foal, showing the gentle bond of farm life. Sunflowers attract swarms of bees, thriving in the bright alpine sun. The elderly woman adds chilled zucchini noodles to the simmering tomato sauce. 2 goats play on a fallen log, enjoying the freedom of nature. The main course is ready, featuring perfectly steamed crabs and fresh corn. The elderly woman tosses the zucchini pasta, ensuring every strand is coated. 5 spotted piglets share a trough, eating their meal with great enthusiasm. A mother bird feeds her chicks, tucked away in a birch tree. The corgi sits proudly by its portrait, a masterpiece by the man. The elderly man feeds fresh greens to the rabbits in their hutch. The elderly woman seasons lamb chops, preparing for the evening grill. A rabbit finds a treat in the garden, nibbling on a carrot. The aroma of grilled meat and zucchini fills the air over coals. She serves the succulent grilled lamb, a reward for their hard work. The elderly man tends to the calves, offering them a bundle of grass. 3 young calves eat together, growing strong on the farm's bounty. He brushes a calf's coat, maintaining the health of their livestock. Alpacas stand quietly in the pasture, overlooking the traditional wooden houses. The elderly man savors a piece of zucchini, enjoying the simple flavors. The elderly woman tastes her pasta, smiling at the fresh farm ingredients. He cracks open a crab claw, revealing the tender meat inside. The young woman tries the crab dish, delighted by the rich roe. The elderly woman enjoys a piece of corn, completing their hearty feast. Water continues to pour into the stone basin, a constant farm sound. Small birds gather at a log feeder, sharing the family's abundance. A large pig explores the yard, sniffing at the blooming flowers. The pigs roam their enclosure, living a peaceful life in the mountains. 2 kittens rest in a hanging basket, surrounded by purple flowers. A playful goat stands on another's back, reaching for higher leaves. Chirping chicks wait for their mother in a nest filled with eggs. The young woman feeds the new chicks, ensuring they are well nourished. The elderly woman organizes the day's eggs, stacking them on wooden shelves. The elderly man checks on the sow and her many piglets. Chickens roam the hillside, foraging freely near their small wooden huts. He pours grain for the piglets, who rush to the pen. 2 piglets drink together, resting on a bed of fresh straw. The elderly woman carries a heavy basket of eggs across the farm. 2 kittens discover strawberries in a pot, curious about the red fruit. The young woman mists the strawberry plants, keeping them hydrated and healthy. Flowers bloom in tin cans, adding color to the wooden fence. She tastes a ripe strawberry, enjoying the sweetness of her own harvest. The goat herd grazes together, moving slowly across the green meadow. The young woman slices fresh strawberries, preparing a special treat. Hummingbirds hover near orange flowers, a common sight in this garden. She mashes the fruit in a mortar, creating a fresh puree. Fresh milk is poured over the strawberries, making a refreshing drink. The young woman serves the strawberry milk to the elderly couple. The elderly man takes a sip, clearly pleased with the cool beverage. Hydrangeas frame the view of the lake, a perfect mountain backdrop. The young woman applies a strawberry mask, using nature for her skincare. A white rabbit sits in the meadow, dwarfed by the snowy peaks. The outdoor oven glows with fire, ready for baking fresh bread. Horses graze under a gray sky, unbothered by the changing weather. A clever rabbit uses a tortoise as a step to reach peppers. A snail moves slowly over mossy rocks in the clear stream. A dandelion stands tall among the grass, ready to spread its seeds. New life begins as small turtles emerge from their shells on land. Pink flowers sway under the blue sky, a sign of peak summer. As dusk falls, the sheep rest near the glowing farmhouse. The elderly man sits by a campfire, reflecting on the day's work. The elderly woman reads by the window, enjoying the quiet night. The young woman gazes at the mountains, appreciating her peaceful home. The elderly couple works the soil together, preparing for the next season. She holds the seeds carefully, the promise of a future harvest. They sow the seeds in neat rows, working in perfect harmony. The couple rests on a rock, looking out over their vast farm. A muskox stands in the open landscape, a symbol of mountain strength. Hummingbirds return to the orange flowers, continuing their daily search. A butterfly glides over the tulips, adding beauty to the garden. Alpacas graze in the valley, surrounded by the quiet mountain village. The parrot enjoys a chocolate chip cookie, a small indoor treat. The family gathers on the porch with their loyal pets beside them. A bird hides under a leaf, seeking shelter from a light shower. The old wooden church stands as a landmark in the green fields. Yellow flowers sway in the mist, ending another tranquil day. Misty mountain slopes awaken as yellow gorse flowers begin to bloom. A tiny field mouse huddles safely among the wet garden plants. Nearby, a hedgehog sniffs around a mossy log in the sun. Two goldfinches enjoy a feast of ripe tomatoes on the vine. Fluffy white sheep graze peacefully near the rustic wooden farm barn. The young woman starts her morning by feeding the hungry chicks. Down by the stream, the elderly woman washes the family laundry. Freshly cleaned white shirts are hung to dry in the breeze. The vast green hills provide a perfect pasture under blue skies. Taking a break, the young woman pets her loyal family corgi. The elderly woman proudly displays a fresh cucumber from her garden. She carefully harvests the best vegetables to fill her wicker basket. A small rodent digs through the rich soil looking for food. Butterflies flutter over the meadow, landing on vibrant purple wildflowers. The elderly man ensures the vegetable rows stay hydrated and healthy. Pink cosmos flowers sway gently as the afternoon sun shines down. A colorful parrot perches near the decorative stone garden water fountain. A turtle rests on a rock beside a small mountain waterfall. Out on the lake, the elderly man mends his fishing net. He shares his catch by feeding two friendly otters by hand. 3 sheep graze together within the safety of the fenced paddock. A tiny bird finds a perch among the colorful potted flowers. A grebe swims across the calm water with chicks on board. 2 hedgehogs share a slice of tomato in the garden patch. Sparrows gather around a basket of daisies on the wooden bench. The young woman prepares fresh fish at her outdoor wooden table. A butterfly lands on the nose of a sleeping farm puppy. Cooking begins in the rustic kitchen with a stunning mountain view. Sheep continue to graze near the small wooden farm sheds nearby. 3 pigs enjoy their grain from a long wooden feeding trough. A wagtail bird perches on a bamboo stake among the plants. The family gathers outdoors to share a meal of fresh sushi. The elderly man enjoys the quiet atmosphere by the flowing river. Cows graze in the valley beneath the towering snowy alpine peaks. A corgi-shaped fountain sprays water into a stone garden trough. Hummingbirds and bees visit the lush garden flowers for sweet nectar. The young woman brushes oil onto eggplants over the hot grill. The elderly woman plates up mashed potatoes for the evening feast. A double rainbow appears over the meadow where the cows graze. Goats and sheep navigate the rocky terrain of the high pasture. The garden water wheel turns steadily among the blooming spring tulips. A cat and corgi play together in a small blue pool. A guinea pig nibbles on a red pepper in the garden. A curious kitten hitches a ride on a slow-moving tortoise. 2 donkeys stand in a shallow pond within the green meadow. Busy ants carry crumbs across the soil near the garden path. A stone path leads through the flowers toward the distant village. The elderly woman kneads fresh dough on a flowered outdoor table. She adds a savory mushroom filling to create traditional handmade buns. The buns are placed into a bamboo steamer over the fire. Ducklings splash in a bowl of water while the food cooks. The elderly woman checks the steamer to ensure they are ready. A bird catches a worm in the middle of the garden. A deer stands alert in a sunlit clearing within the forest. The wooden cabin sits nestled on the flowery mountain hillside today. A delicious spread of grilled skewers and buns is finally served. A bird feeds its hungry chicks in a nest on the roof. The family cat nuzzles a sleeping pig on the wooden porch. A bee collects pollen from a white clover flower in bloom. The elderly woman enjoys the warm meat filling of her bun. The young woman tastes a fresh lettuce wrap with grilled meat. A rustic wooden fence borders the lush green mountain valley meadow. 2 sheep rest under the shade of a large oak tree. A group of wild horses relaxes in the wide grassy field. The young woman prepares herbal tea as the sun begins setting. A large cricket rests quietly on the meadow grass, enjoying the sun. The elderly man focuses on crafting a detailed miniature garden house. Balcony flowers receive a refreshing drink from his classic metal watering can. Under a vibrant rainbow, the young woman harvests fresh, dark eggplants. Outdoor preparation begins as she carefully slices the eggplants for cooking. A curious young fox explores the garden, surrounded by blue wildflowers. High on the vine, A small bird pecks at a passion fruit. The elderly woman gathers the ripe passion fruits into her wicker basket. Sweet pulp and seeds are scooped into a bowl for dessert. 3 alpacas stand by the garden pond, enjoying the peaceful afternoon. Nearby, small birds splash and bathe in a shallow meadow puddle. The elderly woman prepares a bowl of potatoes for the family. Fresh milk is poured into the bowl to create creamy potatoes. A dash of ground pepper adds the perfect seasoning to the dish. The young woman grills stuffed eggplants over the hot barbecue coals. She brushes oil onto the vegetables to ensure they cook perfectly. Creamy mashed potatoes are served onto a plate for the meal. Freshly steamed broccoli is added to complete the healthy vegetable serving. A piece of perfectly grilled salmon is placed alongside the potatoes. Rich sauce is drizzled over the salmon to enhance its flavor. The elderly man pauses to watch goldfish swimming in their tank. A dragonfly perches on a green stem near the garden pond. The white cat wanders through the meadow, exploring the lakeside area. Sitting outdoors, the elderly man enjoys his fresh salmon and potatoes. The women join him, sharing a peaceful meal in the garden. The family pets receive their share of the delicious grilled food. A bee visits a purple wildflower near the flowing mountain river. A small bird perches boldly on the head of a goat. Smoke rises from the brick chimney as evening chores begin. The gray cat watches as the elderly man mows the lawn. 2 white alpacas receive a handful of fresh grass as treats. The man gently brushes the thick wool of a white alpaca. A moment of rest is shared between the man and alpaca. High in a tree, a squirrel enjoys a freshly picked avocado. The young woman harvests more avocados from the lush family orchard. She carefully chops the avocados on a rustic wooden cutting board. The slices are placed into a blender for a healthy drink. A fresh avocado smoothie is blended in the rustic farm kitchen. Whipped cream is added to the smoothies for a special treat. 2 cats watch a butterfly land on a stone garden pedestal. White daisies bloom beautifully near the traditional wooden farmhouse. The family laughs together while enjoying their fresh avocado smoothies. The women enjoy the cool drinks as the sun begins setting. Cows graze in the meadow as dusk falls over the village. Inside the cabin, a kettle steams on the wood-burning stove. A large piece of meat hangs from a branch for seasoning. The elderly man prepares the meat on an outdoor wooden table. Spices are rubbed into the meat to prepare it for roasting. A dragonfly rests on a leaf covered in morning dewdrops. The seasoned meat roasts slowly inside the traditional stone oven. The young woman pours milk into flour to make pancake batter. She whisks the batter outdoors, preparing for a family feast. A golden pancake is cooked in a pan over the fire. The pancake is flipped perfectly to ensure even cooking on both sides. Freshly cooked pancakes are stacked high on a serving plate. Sweet honey is drizzled over the stack of warm pancakes. The family gathers at the stone table for their evening feast. The young woman enjoys a piece of the sweet honey pancake. The elderly man tastes the tender meat from the stone oven. Pigs eat their grain from a trough in the grassy field. A bird feeds its young inside a wooden garden birdhouse. The tabby cat sleeps soundly in a crate filled with hay. A sheep reaches up to eat a persimmon from the tree. The elderly man rides a cow through the blue mountain lake. A bird perches on a flower box, ending the day.